Do you feel you did the best scholastic work you are capable of?
I believe that I have done the best scholastic work that I'm capable of, given the time and resources that I had. From the beginning of high school and throughout college, I have excelled and pushed myself to be the best student that I can be. This was shown through my grades and achievements as I completed high school with a 4.5 weighted GPA and achieved high honor roll each year. At my university, I currently have a perfect 4.0 GPA as well. With this being said, I do believe that there is always room for improvement. Looking at my time in college, I am balancing a full time job, classes, flying, and still keeping good relationships with my friends and family. This is all very time consuming, and sometimes I may dedicate more time to specific assignments than others. If I didn't have any other factors prohibiting me from doing my best work, there are some assignments that I may have spent more time on. However, with the constraints and resources that I had, I believe that I have completed the best scholastic work that I'm capable of.
How has your college education prepared you for this position?
My college education has not explicitly given me any technical experience or prepared me to fly, since I have learned all this independently at a flight school. However, my college education has prepared me to be a good first officer by teaching me how to effectively communicate and work with others. During my time in college, I have learned effective skills in communication and leadership that will help me when connecting with coworkers, whether it be on the ground or in the sky. In addition to this, my schooling has allowed me to understand how people can view things from different perspectives. This is a good skill for me to have since it will allow me to have good crew resource management and sharpen my skills to handle any issues or emergencies that may arise.
What do you think determines a person's progress in a good organization?
I believe that the thing that determines someone's progress in a good organization is the effort that they put in and the attitude that they have. People who put in their best effort and are positive about completing their work will excel in the best organizations since they are proving that they care about the company and don't want to let anyone down. In addition to this, people who complete work with a positive attitude will progress faster and farther than those with bad attitudes since they're displaying that they can handle the work that they're given. Following these guidelines, I believe that I would quickly progress from a first officer to captain of JSX since I'm motivated and driven to put in my best effort. In addition to this, I'm someone who wants to ensure that I am positively contributing to the culture of a workplace, which is why I always do my best to have a positive attitude in every situation.
How do you feel about overtime work?
Overtime work is something that is sometimes needed to ensure that any company can continue to run smoothly. With my experience in the past, I find that I generally enjoy overtime. If it was asked of me to work overtime to keep the company on schedule or profitable, that is something that I believe is my responsibility by accepting the position that I did. With this being said, overtime when flying is unique in the fact that there are many rules and regulations in place regarding how many hours pilots are allowed to work. As long as what I was being asked to do regarding overtime was within the requirements prescribed by the FAA and the company, then I'd completely understand and have no issues with working any overtime.
Why did you leave your last job?
My current job is the first job and only job I've ever had. I have been an operations supervisor with my current company for almost 3 years, and the main reason why I had this job was to pay for the training and schooling that was required to get me here today. I've enjoyed my position as an operations supervisor. However, it is my time to pursue my passions and go for the job that I really want to have as a first officer with JSX. I will be leaving my current job if I'm given the opportunity to be a first officer with JSX. However, I'm confident that this is the best plan for me to develop in a positive way.
Why did you apply for this job opening?
I applied for a first officer position with JSX since it is by far the best way to get me where I want to go. Since I'm in the United Airlines Aviate program, working with JSX allows me to gain the best experience at the earliest stage of my career. While there are a few different options that Aviate participants have to go, JSX is by far the best due to the quality of life of the pilots, the aircraft that they fly, and the routes. One positive of JSX is the ability to be home most nights. This is a great perk to have as a pilot since most of the time when you start off with the airlines, your schedule is very unpredictable and you may find yourself away from home the majority of the time. In addition to this, JSX flies Embraer 135 and 145 aircraft. These aircraft are technologically advanced and have impressive turbine engines, which will help to provide me with the best experience that I can get before transitioning to United. In addition to this, JSX has bases in Burbank, Las Vegas, Boulder, Dallas, and more amazing locations. These locations and routes that they have connecting them are prime locations to live and a great area to be based. All in all, becoming a first officer for JSX would be a fantastic way for me to build my experience while also growing and utilizing the skills that I've learned right now as a pilot.
Why did you choose your particular field of work?
From a young age, I always liked airplanes, looking up and looking at the sky to watch them fly by. Since my dad is a dispatcher for United and has been for over 20 years, I have always had the opportunity to travel and experience the fun of flying. With all the amazing experiences I've had traveling and using my standby privileges to experience the world, the whole field of aviation has always been special for me. Because of how much I enjoy traveling and flying, I knew from a young age that I'd want to be a pilot. I even started off by flying on my computer using Microsoft Flight Simulator to grow my skills and become even more familiar with how aircraft work. From then on, I progressed and I have received all the certificates and ratings required to be a first officer with JSX. In my journey of becoming a pilot, I have confirmed that this is the thing that I am most passionate about and the job that I want to do for the rest of my life. The thrill of flying and the benefits that come with the field are unmatched and what makes this job the best in the world.
What are the disadvantages of your chosen field?
With any career, there may be some disadvantages. However, being a pilot has very few disadvantages. The main and only disadvantage that I can think of is the schedule that airline pilots have. Sometimes pilots are not home every night, and this can be challenging for personal relationships. Fortunately, at JSX, you have implemented special routes and schedules to try and get pilots home each and every night. While this is not always possible, the unique routes and schedules that the airline flies take out one of the largest disadvantages of being an airline pilot. This is something that I value and appreciate. Even if I did have to spend nights away from home, I completely understand, as it is one of the factors I anticipated when getting into this industry.
What do you know about our company?
JSX is a larger Part 135 operator that flies Embraer 135 and 145 aircraft in the continental US and Mexico. One of the amazing things about JSX is that they are reinventing the way people travel by providing them with a private type of service. Instead of the typical route that pilots take to get to the legacy airlines, JSX offers a unique structure where pilots can fly regional jets before they even enter the world of Part 121. Even with JSX being an amazing choice for pilots, they also have a fantastic company culture and core value of providing joyful and inclusive experiences to their customers. I believe that I'll be a great fit with JSX since I already have great experience in the customer service industry and I'm always hoping to provide a joyful experience through use of positive and upbeat attitudes.
What do you think about how this industry operates today?
I believe that the airline industry is in a great state right now, and I believe that the return of passenger demand following COVID-19 proves that the airline industry is not going anywhere anytime soon. While I know that pilot hiring has slowed at many airlines, it is true that many will resume their hiring soon. I believe that pilots are in a great position and I also believe that the safety of the aviation industry is unmatched. Even though there are some issues with current states of the industry as it stands right now, I'm optimistic that it will improve and continue to be a great field for people to go into. Do you feel you did the best scholastic work that you're capable of?
Yes, I worked very hard in college, doing many research papers on a variety of subjects, using many sources of information, becoming well versed in each subject. Hard work has always been my effort through every grade of school, seeking to do my absolute best. During teamwork exercises, we each came up with ideas and helped other students with their research and writing. Leaders must comprehensively learn the topics they are responsible for, then help others to find their own skills. I have found in school and college, the more involved I became, the more interesting the subjects become.
How has your college education prepared you for this position?
My college education gives me extensive experience using Microsoft Office products for writing reports, preparing and giving audio-visual presentations, and preparing and using spreadsheets. As college students, we also completed many in-depth group research projects, learning and utilizing teamwork skills extensively. My additional courses completed in management are useful in understanding corporate data gathering and presentation. The many papers I have written have prepared me to be able to generate clear, concise, and grammatically correct reports and documents, which supervisors can confidently forward, knowing they are correctly written.
What do you think determines a person's progress in a good organization?
It is a combination of effort and recognition which leads to advancement. An employee who wishes to advance must work harder than the norm for a given job as a prerequisite to demonstrate devotion, as well as to gain additional skills. Next, they must apply to their supervisors for increasing responsibility. One needs to develop the deserved reputation of being able to excel with increasing workload. With these efforts, the employee is demonstrating their value to the organization, hence commanding both higher responsibility and pay. A good organization gets to be good by screening and training the talent from within, as well as hiring good people. Good supervisors care enough to recognize those skills, and to help all employees rise to their fullest potential.
How do you feel about overtime work?
Overtime is a fact of life, especially in the time-critical airline industry. Flight delays and changes happen for a myriad of reasons. It could be a mechanical delay or bad weather, even at another airport which delays the inbound flights. Other causes of delays include late arriving aircraft or crews, late connecting passengers, schedule changes, or computer outages, as we saw recently. Regardless, flight support organizations such as LSG simply have to be there for their customers, the airlines, regardless of the time of day. Quitting time is when the last flight is gone, the facilities and equipment have been cleaned for the next shift, and the prep work is done for the next day.
Why did you leave your last job?
I learned a great deal about customer service as a volunteer at an animal rescue shelter. There I served the human adopters, my coworkers, and most of all the homeless pets themselves. Abandoned pets are uniquely vulnerable, and desperately need love and care. It was a fantastic opportunity for a student to learn to put the needs of others ahead of myself. I also learned a great deal about what happens when individuals consume unhealthy food. Many of the problems rescue animals suffer from is brought on by consuming spoiled food in their desperation. People, especially airline passengers, must always be protected from contaminated food. What I learned about the dangers of contaminated food has sparked my interest in the issue of food safety. This is why I am pursuing this position with LSG. Volunteer work is essential, both for the receiver and the giver, but I need to make my career my priority now, which is why I am at least temporarily stepping down from my volunteer position.
Why did you apply for this job opening?
By its very nature, airline meals are prepared far in advance of when they are consumed. Proper sanitation and cleanliness in preparation, storage, and delivery are vital. Additionally, as we saw during COVID, diseases can be spread on airlines worldwide in a matter of hours. This makes food safety critical for airline food service, more than any other field. In addition to the potential for spreading disease, airline passengers cannot afford to be infected by foodborne illnesses such as E. coli. While in flight they do not have access to medical care, medicines, or privacy. Food poisoning is a serious illness on the ground. In flight, it could become much more serious.
Why did you choose your particular field of work?
I am fascinated by health through cleanliness of the food supply. With the U.S. food distribution system, definitive documentation of preparation and handling follows food during its entire journey from farm to table. This shows the absolutely essential need for accurate and thorough documentation, which is critical not just for safety, but also to avoid costly litigation. I find this to be a vital field of work.
What are the disadvantages of your chosen field?
All of the challenges which make the work interesting also make it more difficult. Most restaurants open and close at specific times, or if 24-hour locations, have well-known hours of demand, and can staff accordingly. The airline food service industry, however, can never plan very far ahead for weather events leading to widespread flight delays. They certainly cannot plan for the unusual such as aircraft or computer malfunctions. There is no quitting time. When serving airlines, flight support services must keep working until the last flight has departed for the night.
What do you know about our company?
I know that LSG Sky Chefs is a German corporation, and provides worldwide service to more than 300 airlines, during your over 75 years in business. Currently, the company is providing over 233 million airline meals per year. To be able to do that consistently, on time, while providing safe, nutritious, and appetizing food is an incredible accomplishment.
What do you think about how this industry operates today?
The industry food safety effort is being handled remarkably well. Very rarely do airline meal incidents get reported by the media. Given the number of meals served every day, to people from and exposed to many different foods worldwide, it is a miracle how well this industry performs. One must consider how far in advance airline meals must be prepared. They remain in unrefrigerated airline service carts for hours before being served, without reheating for cold dishes. No restaurant would be able to store perishables unrefrigerated for so long, yet the airline food service industry accomplishes this every day as a matter of course. The other criteria of the industry are the timeliness and completeness of planeside deliveries. Austin answered the questions with great detail and in an interesting manner. His life story is a compelling one, the son of an United employee determined to follow in his father's footsteps. He has worked very hard through school to earn the highest grades possible and derive as much benefit from the education that he has been provided. It is remarkable the maturity, diligence, and drive he has approached in his scholastic and occupational work with. He has balanced a very heavy college course load with work and family commitments, all while earning top grades and establishing himself in the professional working world. He is quite evidently an outstanding young man, who will be as much a credit to his future employers as he has been to his family, schools, and current employer as a supervisor. His goal is an ambitious one, to become a professional pilot, responsible for the lives of millions of people over the course of what will undoubtedly be a long and successful aviation career. He is approaching this career the way he has approached all the other responsibilities in his life, with hard work and preparation, rather than just dreaming about it. He has learned quite a lot about the unique air operator, JSX, he wishes to fly for. He has discovered that because they are certificated under the United States Federal Aviation Regulation 14 CFR 135, instead of the more stringent 14 CFR 121, he can begin flying professionally with less experience, saving a great deal of time and money in training. He will be an excellent fit at JSX, intelligent, hard-working, willing to study, excited about the company and what he can contribute to them. JSX will be wise to offer Austin employment as a new hire first officer with them.